Hello, everybody. Welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having an incredible day to start things off. Top cryptocurrency exchange, it's called Binance, is launching an open blockchain project known as Venus, focused on developing localized stablecoins worldwide. In an announcement published yesterday, the exchange argues it is well positioned to launch such a currency ecosystem in light of its existing public chain technology known as Binance Chain, wide user base, and already established global compliance measures. The exchange says it's seeking partnerships with governments, corporations, technology firms, and other cryptocurrency and blockchain projects in order to develop a new currency ecosystem that will empower both developed and developing countries. The exchange's vision for the project, per the announcement, is to build an open alliance and sustainable community that enlists partners who wield influence on a global scale. So they're looking for powerful people. Binance Chain, as the announcement notes, has already been running several native asset pegged stablecoins. There's a Bitcoin pegged stablecoin and the Binance BGBP stablecoin pegged to the British pound. Binance says it will leverage its existing infrastructure and experience with various regulatory regimes to consolidate a compliance risk control system and build a multi-dimensional corporation network for the Venus project. So it appears, so saith the internet, that Binance has done so or is doing so, or they're trying to, in some way, and the word rival is the only thing that kind of pops into my head, is that they're trying to do something against Libra. A lot of people don't like Libra. Libra is probably going to be part of the downfall of Western society when Facebook not only is the largest bank in the entire world, but they know exactly what you're doing, when you're doing it, and who you're sending money to, and what you've bought. If Facebook ends up controlling everything, that is bad for all of us, and this may be the silver lining in all of it. We need something terrible to happen in order for something good to kind of come out of it. And at the moment, one second. I think I did that correctly. Something was wrong with my headphones. Wait, there we go. Oh, so much better. What this could be is that if Binance makes haste and goes to enough governments and corporations and institutions before Facebook can get to them and says, if you want to launch something, launch it on our chain. It'll be free. You won't have to pay $10 million the same way you would have to do with Facebook's Libra. However, we'll see exactly how this will develop. Here's the actual announcement right here. It says Binance announces open blockchain project known as Venus. Governments are going to issue stablecoins whether we want them to or not. That's just kind of how things are, regardless of if we find stablecoins to be useful or if we want them to be in our ecosystem. That's not exactly what's going to determine what we want for the future. Governments are still trying to figure out a way, or to have a way, to make sure that they remain relevant. And the one way that they seem to be able to do so is by having stablecoins. So it will be interesting, especially as Bookface is planning on launching Libra within the next 6 months. It'll be interesting to see within the next 6 months as well if Binance ends up getting any governments to actually launch on their Venus project. And it was noted down here as well, which I thought was kind of funny. They chose the name Venus. Facebook has Libra, and the Gemini twins have Gemini. So everyone seems to be using these I want to say astrological. I don't think Venus is a part of the astrology. Anyway, who cares? The point is, yeah, this is happening, and I hope that they're successful. I have a feeling they will be. It's just a matter of how resistant governments will be to trying doing something like this. I'm pretty sure they're already afraid of giving up control to any type of blockchain system. They won't have a choice in the future because everything else is going to knock them out of the game. But anyway, we'll see how this develops over the next couple of months, and let us move on. Next up, Bakkt's recent announcement that it's finally ready to launch its physically backed Bitcoin futures triggered a burst of requests on Twitter asking for altcoins to be added to the platform. Here's the actual tweet right here. It turns out Bakkt has already confirmed that it is interested in supporting additional crypto assets aside from BTC. The company first put out the word in November. That's when we were first supposed to have had the launch of Bakkt, but the CFTC thought it was in their interest to delay it for an entire year. That it planned to gather further feedback from customers in the crypto community to see which contracts it should add next. They said, and I do quote, Bitcoin today accounts for over half of total crypto market cap and has been deemed to be a commodity, and its derivatives are regulated by the United States by the CFTC. As the world's most liquid and widely distributed cryptocurrency, and where we've seen the most customer demand, Bitcoin's profile creates a liquid product on which to build a futures contract. We'll consider additional contracts as the landscape evolves and we receive additional customer feedback about what they want and need, end quote. Here's the actual article right here, and here's the actual question and the answer from the people from Bakkt. I'm going to assume, and here is my assumption on the entire situation, as at the moment, the only other thing that we've gotten slight regulatory hat nod, not in our direction, that may not be a security at the moment is Ethereum. And even then, it was backtracked and we were told that it was not written in stone. As many other countries, especially if we just look at the what the United Kingdom has done, listing Bitcoin, Ether, and XRP as non-securities, I would assume, just simply, even based off of hype and interest alone, being that they are the top 3 coins, one would assume that they would list eventually the other top 2 coins. I'm going to assume that Ether has probably been on their radar more than any other coin, as it simply is the number 2 coin. And like I said, it's the only other coin within the United States that people have received some type of a clarity as to what may not be a security. I don't assume them announcing this or saying that this is going to happen, that they plan on listing about 15 other coins. I still think that Bitcoin is the name of the game, especially from the get-go. I think if the people from the New York Stock Exchange had announced, yeah, we're also launching this, and this at the exact same time, would have been like, okay, that's cool. Let's start focusing on other things. But it still seems to be Bitcoin. Until we get word from the people from the New York Stock Exchange, I assume that we will have information within the first couple of months. If the launch of Bakkt is successful, goes off without a hitch, everything is amazing, people are making tons of money, then we'll end up hearing, we plan on adding another 2 coins. I assume they won't pull a Coinbase, i.e., we're thinking of adding these coins and may potentially eventually do some sometime in the near future. I think there's too much money for them to be dealing in uncertainties like that. We'll probably hear eventually from them, we're going to be adding this and this, and it'll be launching in April, or this will so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. It'll coincide with this. But as of right now, apparently they are considering adding additional coins, contracts to their platform. Don't spam them. Don't let them know that you want your coin to be added. They're not going to add Icon. They're not adding Digibyte. They're not adding Bcash. They're probably not going to be adding SV or Bitcoin Diamond or any other coin like that at the moment. But I'm pretty sure we have a couple of people out there, maybe not even the listeners on this channel, who are definitely going to be making sure that they have their voice heard for the people from the New York Stock Exchange. But here's the information. And without further ado, let us move on. Next up, a delegation of the United States House of Representatives will visit Switzerland. What is that? What's going on right there? Hold on. Very weird. There we go. Delegation of the United States House of Representatives will visit Switzerland on cryptocurrency concerns, with Facebook's not yet released stablecoin Libra being in the focus. As local weekly news outlet NZZ am Sonntag reported on the 17th of August. Oh, side note, people keep asking why I pronounce this letter Z, that is to say Z-E-D. Usually people get this confusion when I say Zcash, that is the cryptocurrency. They think I'm saying Zencash. This letter, everywhere outside of the United States, is pronounced Z. It was the same way when I was in Europe, and it's the same way now that I'm in Canada. It is pronounced Z, so please do not get confused when I say Z, because that's simply how it's pronounced. And also, this is in German, which is also Z. I think in every other language, it's pronounced Z. Y Z, Y Z. I think Spanish is Zeta, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, just to clear that up, because I saw about 12 comments yesterday asking me why I kept on mentioning Zencash. I am probably never in my life going to actually mention Zencash after me saying it that one time. And we rarely ever, if ever, talk about Zcash on the channel. Anyway, as local news outlet NZZ am Sonntag reported on the 17th of August, a 6-member delegation from the House Financial Services Committee is going to meet with Swiss Federal Data Protection and Information Commissioner FDPIC Adrian Lobsiger to exchange views about digital currencies. A spokesperson told NZZ am Sonntag that Libra will be the focal point of the dialogue between the regulator and U.S. lawmakers. The delegation is led by the chairwoman of the House Financial Services Committee, Maxine Waters, who previously requested that Facebook halt Libra's development until the purported risk it poses could be properly understood. You know how long that would take? If it took, and is still taking, the SEC and the CFTC years to even give crypto regulation to declare what is or what is not a security, it took the New York Stock Exchange a year to get paperwork to be able to list something that they already had on their platform, just in another form. Facebook would be halted for at least 10 years. They would never let that thing go through. The visit from U.S. regulators aims to clarify regulatory issues surrounding Libra. In hearings before the House Financial Services Committee in July, some representatives expressed their discomfort with the coin being regulated from Switzerland. For those who have no idea what's going on, or just a bit of a backtrack, when Facebook announced that they were going to be creating Libra, they announced that it was completely regulated, it was going to be fine. People within the United States Senate and every other office were looking through paperwork trying to figure out exactly where in the US Facebook had launched their Libra and Calibra initiative, and it was not in the United States. It was within Switzerland. Oh my gosh, these words being mixed up. In the hearings, Facebook's David Marcus assured Representative Bill Hoitzenga that Facebook had been in touch with Swiss financial market supervisory authorities. However, for those of you who do remember, what ended up happening was that people from the US actually contacted people within Switzerland. People within Switzerland gave an announcement the very next day and said, yeah, we actually had no one from Facebook has contacted us. We have not spoken to them at all. So we're in a bit of a weird situation where Facebook announced that they had launched, or that they planned on launching, or had an office already in Switzerland. The regulators within Switzerland said, nope, they've never spoken to us. So in a rather odd mood, I guess maybe they want to take a trip to Switzerland. U.S. representatives will be visiting Switzerland. I feel like this could be done over the phone. It's not that difficult. You could pick up a phone. We also live in the future. You can video chat with people. I feel like video chatting with, I think they just wanted to visit Switzerland. The point being, I assume they're going to be talking about Libra, the cryptocurrency space, and exactly what rules and regulations are going on. And also, I think this is relatively sugar-coated. However, for those of you who don't know, a couple of years ago, the United States decided that they should have control over Swiss bank accounts, especially those who are Swiss bank accounts that are held by U.S. citizens. And they say that it's for anti-money laundering purposes, but we know the actual reason as to why they've done this. Anyway, the point being, so I assume, because Switzerland thus far has been very crypto-friendly, I assume in my own eyes that the United States, or representatives of the United States, are going to be traveling to Switzerland to make sure that they're not that friendly, and that should any money or crypto pass through Switzerland that has come from a U.S. native or anyone else who they deem to that falls under their jurisdiction, that they're going to make sure that Switzerland complies as well. It's really crazy. Yeah, for those of you who think that Swiss bank accounts are as secure and safe away from prying eyes, nope. The United States has made sure to put their heel on the neck of just about everyone around the world. So I assume this will also be part of the discussion to make sure that, because one of the main fears, and I mean the main fears, is that cryptocurrencies will allow this outside capital control thing to go on, i.e., as a government, you usually know who has money, where the money is going, how much money they have, when it's being deposited, when it's being taken out. And this is why we're moving to a more digital society where you just kind of tap, or you swipe, or you click yes, or you click enter, or you type in your password on PayPal, and everything kind of goes through this one system, and governments know exactly what's going on. But with cryptocurrencies, there's no way for them to do this. They can see the transactions happening on the blockchain, but they can't see that it's you. They don't see your face. They don't see your fingerprint. They don't see your ID. And this is why they're trying desperately with that company Chainalysis to make sure that they know who's holding which account and when they're holding it and when they're sending money around and round and round. But in the future, when all of these blockchains have private transactions activated on them within the next couple of years, governments won't be able to know. So this is why they're making such a huge push to make sure that they control cryptocurrency exchanges, and I guess to a larger extent, other banks who are going to be dealing in cryptocurrencies as well. Fascinating, no? Let's move on. Next up, of course, China is once again in the news. On the 18th of August, the Central Committee of the Communist Party of China outlined plans for the future development of the Shenzhen Special Economic Zone, including the research and promotion of digital funds and the national cryptocurrency based on the renminbi. According to Chinese news agency STCN, I tried to open up the actual news article like I normally have the actual thing pertaining to it next to it. The moment I opened it up, my computer freaked out. It said this page is not secure, and I don't want to be tracked, so therefore, nope. And I do quote, it says, mutual recognition of fund products, promote interoperability with Hong Kong and Macau financial markets, and mutual recognition of financial fund products, and the promotion of internationalization of the renminbi. We will try first and explore innovative cross-border financial supervision, supporting innovative applications such as digital money research and mobile payments in Shenzhen. As Cointelegraph reported recently, the People's Bank of China has already claimed that its digital currency can now be said to be ready. Still, as we explained in the dedicated follow-up article, it will be powered by a two-tier operating system, which will not be fully decentralized. Wow, surprise. So according to various analytics, it cannot be called a true cryptocurrency. Why? Because cryptocurrencies are only things and blockchains and networks that are permissionless. And of course, this will be permissioned to the wazoo. The point is, China continues to develop things that lead me, and I'm pretty sure other people, to also believe that at some point they're going to allow, I want to say cryptocurrencies within their borders, but I don't think that's going to happen. I would assume myself, if China has thus far been creating their own digital currency, they're probably trying to figure out a way to do this across other places, maybe make other currencies. And I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to make other currencies, other digital currencies that claim to be open, decentralized, and so that they could get people within their country to use, as opposed to actually using Bitcoin. It's not out of the realm of possibility of China creating something similar to Bitcoin, simply calling something Bitcoin in Mandarin or what the actual case might be, and having it not have a pegged price, and then telling people within their country that this is better than Bitcoin, it's quicker than Bitcoin, and therefore you should buy into this as a type of retirement fund or something that could be speculated on as well. Because what we saw before is that in 2017, before China banned or had that whatever you want to call it ban within China, I think we had information that around 100 million people within China were actually into Bitcoin. And with that 100 million gone, this is what caused the prices to kind of stagnate. So we, losing 100 million people can kind of have that effect. I wonder what they're doing. I assume we'll get the full dystopian view of it in the next couple of months, as I want to call it China Coin. I have no idea what else to call it. I'm not going to call it the People's Bank of China Coin. Call it China Coin. Once it has launched, once it's in the public spotlight. What else they're also planning on doing, because I was reading something yesterday as well, is very fascinating. Within China, I think WeChat and Alipay, I think these are I think they actually encompass around 90% of all transactions that happen within China. But apparently, this article I was reading has said that China has been actually trying to get away from them for a number of years, because the companies, they are their own entities, but the Chinese government still has control, and they still are able to see the transactions that are happening. But it's still more like I give you the power, and then you kind of tell me what you did with your power. And it appears that China is now in the situation where they want complete control. Not getting into politics too much. Anyway, the point is, we will see exactly how this special development zone develops as time ends up going on. I assume it's going to be I think this is going to be on par. Everything that China is doing, I think, is going to be on par with Facebook's Libra. We're going to be in a very different world in about 365 days from now, not even 6 months, an entire year from now. I think we'll have a more accurate picture of the full scope of what a China coin and a Facebook coin actually begins to do to society. I don't assume it'll be the a hyper dystopian future in the very beginning, but we'll get there. Anyway, let's move on. To kind of finish things off, Japanese e-commerce giant Rakuten has launched its own exchange for crypto spot trading, announced on Monday. Rakuten Wallet has gone live for trading in Bitcoin and Ether and Bcash against the Japanese yen via an Android mobile app. An iOS app is due to be released in the future, though no set timeline was provided. The firm said, firm said customer funds held by the subsidiary will be managed separately from its own under the eye of its trust company, Rakuten Trust, and through savings account at Rakuten Bank. So they're basically doing everything by themselves. It's really weird when companies are created to be the custody solution or whatever the actual case might be, but they end up creating another company with their name and just add the word trust. Or if they're looking for like a bank or something through there, they just create something called Anyway, Rakuten further stresses that users' deposited crypto will be held in cold storage or offline storage to minimize the risk of hacking. For added security, private keys are managed using a multi-signature scheme, and two-step authentication is required when signing in and making withdrawals. No fees. Here's a weird part. No fees are charged for making trades or deposits, which are conducted in real time, 365 days a year, which is how it should be. However, for fiat withdrawals, Rakuten Wallet will charge $2.80, and for crypto withdrawals, it will charge around, They're charging around 100,000 Satoshis, $10 US. Ether, they're charging $2, and for Bcash, they're charging $3.20 with conversions correct at time of writing. Cool. Wonderful. Amazing. Another cryptocurrency exchange has opened. Rakuten is, I believe, incredibly large and well known. And this will not be the first time that we see an e-commerce giant getting into the cryptocurrency space. Never forget that we still have, almost said subsidiary. What's subsidiary? What are they called? Overstock, not subsidiary. What's subsidiary? Overstock getting into the cryptocurrency space as well. It's bound to happen. This is, how would you even say this? I think everyone is trying to figure out how to get themselves into the pool, even if the pool is very crowded. A podcast I was listening to, the guy was saying I think it was even Changpeng Zhao who was talking about it. He said, if you want to do something in the cryptocurrency space, he said, stop making cryptocurrency exchanges. He said, everyone's making a cryptocurrency exchange. A lot of these won't be around within the next 2 or 3 years because only the bigger ones will kind of maintain. I forgot what he said to do. I think he said to have like a crypto, I don't remember. It was something with making money. Should remember that, but I don't remember. Anyway, here's the actual announcement right here. Yay, this is another place that's also doing it. Between people making their own coins, making their own stable coins, or making their own cryptocurrency trading desk services, we have a plenty. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. They are Professor Wally from Gunbot University, Mohair Moroni, Master Ventures in Thailand, Brady Niels, Woody and Daisy, Triple M and J, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, 242 to the World, Crypto Joe, Bankroll Network, Adobo, Milweezy, JR, Mechanic, Strange Radio Central, Crypto Artist, Coldy, 3D, Cryptopolis, Nicholas Runner, The One Piece, One Love, Damian Setsuna, Nick Kanaya, Richie Rich III, Vlad the Impaler, Crypto Beer Shipmate, Paxis, Nick Mangialavori, Anthony Charles, Jim Gardner, Jeremy Fox Minting Coins, and Miller Hits Chest every day, and Kyle Skips Legs every day. Thank you all very, very much for your support at the moment. The market is kind of weird. Yesterday, the prices of just about everything was in the green. Somehow, or rather, Bitcoin seems to be doing that thing again where it goes down, but every other coin goes down a bit more. Bitcoin's dominance is at 68%. I think we may be trying to push again for a 70% plus Bitcoin dominance. I'm still optimistic that sometime this week the prices will continue to go up. I think we could hit 11,000. I think 11,000 is pretty believable that what we could potentially hit. However, a lot of the other coins out there, I don't know what's going to happen with them. Nothing is really doing insanely well. For some reason, Ethereum Classic is up by almost 9%. I, up to this point in my day, have not seen any news as to why Ethereum Classic was shooting up, is shooting up. If I can kind of put it that way, no other coin is really doing anything spectacular, even up or down. I mean, Bitcoin Diamond, okay. Whatever this is, Egretia is down by 28%. Yay. Bitcoin Diamond is also down by almost 8%, but if you're holding Bitcoin Diamond, what? Do you see my screen? Is this just me? Wow, okay, well, clearly something's wrong. I need to get off of these websites. I hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening. And yeah, I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.